Alright.
What channel are you putting it on?
The main one.
The main one.
Nuclear missile ready.
Welcome! I'm Xenodactyl, and we are loading in to Friendly Clan War, Best of 9, all kill format. I'm just checking all the details right before we are live. I mean, we're live, but there's a small delay because no one said what delay was required, so we just applied a 1 minute delay. You know. Anyway, up first, we're gonna have PVT from the looks of it. We'll start off on Eternal Empire, and the opposing clan is, I believe, Remember the Game. In any case, let's get this rolling. Any day now, I think. I think that actually the other clan also has a streamer that is a hair late to the party. Technically we have 3 minutes before like call time even was, but it looks like we're getting into things just a hair early. So if you are on time, you are now late. And here we go. Alright, let me... While it's loading, I'm looking to see where I put the stream. On my iPad. Okay. Hey! Oh, it's Zerg. Okay. Anyway, spawning in the bottom left as the blue Zerg for Remember the Game, it is Technique. And to the top right, as the red Protoss. For Alpha X, it is Ponina Box. What am I doing? Oh, hello. Looks like Ponina Box has decided to pick one of my favorite openers. I don't know how I feel about putting a Forge first on the low ground, but we'll see where he decides to go with it. It's hatch first out of the Zerg, so 2-gate option is available. It also could just be like standard cannon only play. Could also go into Robo if he really wants. I would like to see the 3 pylon wall here, and we are going to get just that. This second pylon is slightly preemptive in my opinion, but this is okay. Still waiting on that third pylon so that he will be able to cancel it at the last moment. Gonna go to the low ground with his probe now, and he has dropped 2 cannons. Okay. No cancel on that third pylon. Going to chase the probe away, or chase the drone that is running somewheres. And it's just gonna be the cannons and a transition at home, which goes with the forge positioning to not commit any further. I feel like I really would have liked to see that cancelled, but oh well. Drone is going to come around and go. It's just running. In any case, we do have the gateway finishing up now at home. Double gas is on the being mined for our Protoss. Perhaps he'll go into Stargate from here. That would be a. There was a macro hatch, but it appears to have been cancelled. Just a spine crawler. This, I think the macro hatch was like. Technique was thinking of having to deal with like a full cannon contained scenario, in which case the macro hatch would definitely be to his benefit. But I think he realized that he's only being hit with this like non-committal cannon, and since he's cancelled, he feels the spine crawler and the queen will be more than enough to clear the high ground and then unpower the cannon. And from there, return to some semblance of normality. 2 gateways are in the main for Ponina Box, and he actually has a Stargate here in the front, right under the Overlord. He is oversaturating, so I think he intends to expand, but he's just trying to get his defenses together before doing anything, since he knows the Zerg does not actually have a base yet on the map. He feels comfortable to focus on his unit production so that he does not die. Perhaps he is concerned with... yeah, okay. This shield battery says he is concerned with Nidus. There is no lair, however, so safety precaution for something that is not coming but is very likely in this scenario. So, understandable. Yeah, these shield batteries are definitely anti-Nidus shield batteries. And that Stalker could be killing the Overlord, but I think he's looking for... okay, he wants to get that one. I see. The Void Ray will take care of the front one instead, and 2 expansions go down for the Zerg. I don't think we have a bracket for this event. Actually, it looks like... I think the stream title is already changed to an upcoming event later. Unless I'm going to get a message somewheres about something. Let me double check. Yuck. Let's see here. What can I do about this? Well, we have a proxy pylon over here. And the Void Ray is going to move out now. Does he have a second one? Or is it just one? It's just one. Okay. Oh, no. The other one's here. So, I think the idea in Ponina Box's head right now is, if you think back to, Goblin versus... was it Goblin? I think it was Goblin versus Serral. I want to say Nation Wars had a similar style to this. With the 2 Void Rays to shut down all Nidus play. And in the case of Goblin, he went for Phoenixes behind this. However, I think Ponina Box wants to go into Gladeps or something more... middle of the road, shall we say. Gonna get some drone kills with these first few adepts, only 2. There's not a lot of drones to kill. Oh, there it is. I like hear the Void Rays, but I don't... I'm losing my mind. Hey! Thank you, Bibs, in the chat for fixing or addressing the confusion that Snap had. I was looking at his comments and was like, I know there's a way to correct this, but I'm gonna have to wait till I'm like out of this game in order to check that. Nearly loses this third, as there was a roach pressure here. I was reading chat instead of watching the game. And I think some overlords thought they were being harmed, even though it was just a hallucination. I think. +1 is about halfway done, and charge is just starting. So we're gonna see that a Dark Shrine coming out of Punina box, and I feel like there should be a Robo. So oh, they're right here. There are in fact 2. I like not even watching the production tab, you know, like a good caster. Alright, healthy Ravager count. Technique is going to play almost pure Ravager for the moment. I think he would want to get some Lings behind this wave. Yes, they are in production and trickling across the map. A couple more roaches as well. Stasis Ward is at the top of this ramp, and the Void Ray is sitting there. Maybe he wants to move a Stalker here, or a few Stalkers here, to cause some bunching of the units. Oh, well, he still gets a good Stasis Ward anyway. And a decent Force Field is going to help narrow that funnel that has been created by the Stasis. And the Biles are going to connect with one of the Void Rays. This is actually a fair bit of damage coming out of the Zerg. Losing a number of units is our red Protoss. And with the DTs though, he is going to stabilize. So good recognition of missing detection. He's going to use his get out of jail free card and push the Zerg back. Fourth base finishing up for Technique, and a fifth just starting behind that. We do see a Hydralisk Den as well. And I thought, I don't know. Oh, drones transferring. Yeah, okay. And all things considered, the game has kind of standardized from how it started. So like, okay, there was a kink. We do see a support bay, so we might see Colossus, question mark? I don't know. If he had Blink and a high Stalker count, I would say Disruptors, but I think this is for Colossus. Maybe he wants to hit a 4 Colossus timing and push across the map, maybe along this pathway. Oh gosh. Maybe along this pathway here. We do see some Lings. There is a proxy gateway on this side. A little bit curious. Oracle does see the Roach Ling movement coming over the bottom side, and I think because he knows he's been spotted, Technique is just going to back off. Thanks, Snoopy, for fixing the stream title. I was like, couldn't find it. Find my chat thing. Like I have the stream open, but my keyboard is somewhere else. Oh, it's right there. Anyway, fourth base is finishing for our red Protoss, and Punina box is I mean, he's ahead on supply, in spite of what was slightly precarious defense of the third for a hot set. He is actually getting those disruptors, so this does make sense given the Ravager count, the Roach Ravager count. Disruptors are something you want. I guess, does he have Blink? And I'm just not. No, he doesn't have Blink. Okay. I feel like he would want Blink then. He's not researching it. I feel like this is technically a mistake to not get Blink, but like, if you have one, then you should have the other, in my mind. But this is fine. Gonna get those disruptors on the lurkers best he can. That was a nice hit. Clears a good number of them. There's still some here though, so he has to be careful. Revelation, very nice. And this is a pretty strong attack with the disruptors. He unfortunately has lost all of them to the lurkers after getting rid of them. It's kind of a funny trade scenario, but he's gonna get this hatch and run away, I think. Oh no! You need the hatch! You need the hatch! Get the hatch! Thank you! Run! Ah! That's how he feels right now. Exactly, just like that. One immortal is going to fall in retreat. The second one is... how many turns are there to get home? Oh no! No, it'll be fine. And DT's backing this up and a disruptor. So, worst case scenario, he can deal with that. There are overseers with this army, so the DTs alone are not going to save the day this time. He does have a disruptor or two, and he's gonna morph those DTs into the Archon. Nova does connect with a sizable amount of Roach Hydra, and it's going to force Technique to disengage. Nice save of the fourth. And with the DT Zealot coming from this proxy gateway, he is going to pick up 11 drones on the back of this. There is a Ling still spotting the potential 5th base. And looks like Ponina Box is going to advance into this forward position, kind of threatening the natural. There are lurkers here, so I don't know about this. This is not exactly the... Yeah, okay, he agrees. Time to retreat. Backs off. And, well, he loses some probes on the backside. I'm not entirely sure how. He has a Colossus, a couple Disruptors, a Dark Templar. I think this is still a very good position for our red Protoss. There is an infestation pit for Technique, and he's... Oh, I didn't even notice this. I am slightly confused right now. I feel like there was drone damage that I don't know. Another Zergling run by is looking for drones. Not gonna find a whole lot as there are lurkers, but they actually, I say that, and the lurkers are a little bit slow to get in position. I feel like 5 drones is more than they should have gotten. Meanwhile, we have some more charge slots running into the what is now 4th base. Originally it was the 5th. But lurkers are going to salvage or deter any further losses. Hey? I'm not even sure how these got here. Is there a warp prism I'm unaware of? Or did he just run them all right by... I don't know. I am slightly confused how he's getting these in. Like, this and this, we understand, but I don't know how he got this force into the main, because there were did the lurkers move? I guess the lurkers moved. In any case, it's opened up this fantastic movement of the main army into this position between the 3rd and the 4th. So he's basically going to take a hold of this terrain. There are a couple corruptors out. I don't feel like that's enough. He's actually giving up his positioning, swinging over to the 4th, I believe. Yeah, there he goes. And there is no way that our blue Zerg is going to be able to hold this. So, retreating his drones, Nova is going to connect with one of them. And with 4 disruptors, a Colossus, a healthy soccer count, I think that Poninabox is ready to put this game away. He does have a 5th behind this, should he need to back up, but I don't see that as a likely scenario. I'm gonna send some Novas forward, get some decent connections, clearing out a good chunk of the army. There's only a couple lurkers left for Technique. He's making more. I don't feel like more lurkers is going to solve his problem. I mean, there is no solution, really. Poninabox is going to take the first game for Alpha X. Alrighty. I believe that means they will pick the next map, and Poninabox will stay on as our player. Let's see here. What am I doing? Overlay thingies. And yeah. In any case, it was an interesting game. I feel like it's kind of hard to transition off of the less committed cannon rush sometimes, because you're not really sure what kind of response the Zerg is going to follow it up with. But I felt like he covered the possible directions well enough. Like, Nidus is probably the biggest threat, and so he just focused on Nidus defense. And okay, so he spent some extra minerals that he didn't need to spend. I keep getting a hair tickle every so often. Anyway. But, he navigated the rest of the game to a very favorable position. So it's like, almost like the cannon rush was only designed to force a composition out of the Zerg that would otherwise not be maybe what Technique favors. We should be seeing the game invite soon, once their player decides what map they want. It's a best of 9, so I imagine it's probably all maps available aside from the ones played until all maps have been exhausted, and then reset happens on the map pool. That's what I'm expecting, anyhow, for being an all-kill best of 9. That's how they usually go. Yeah. Not sure who's up next for the opposing team. What? We shall see. Infected. Oh no. Oh no. We're doomed. We're all doomed. Gosh. And maybe he doesn't cancel his third pylon because he's concerned about a drone pull on his cannon. I don't know. I still feel like there was a better way to play that. But, oh well. The opener, at least. I do like where he took the, I do like that he took it all the way to disruptors as like what was clearly part of his plan. I'm not sure if I think he wanted the one Colossus too. In any case, oh, where did Ponina Box go? Looks like he's having some issues connecting to the game. Ambition is gonna be the next player for Remember the Game. I'll be right back. Anyway, we're loading into Simulacrum. It looks like a PVT. Let me fix the overlay. Here goes. What is the music? Spawning in the upper left has the blue Terran for Remember the Game. It is Ambition. And in the bottom right has the green Protoss for Alpha X taking their first game with a cannon rush. It is Ponina Box. Kind of odd pylon gateway placement. So normally, when you see a pylon in the gateway, there's a couple of schools of thought for where you place it. One of them is you want to place it as close to your nexus as possible. You know, just trying to, or for PVT, right? Just trying to minimize your travel time and get a fast warp in pylon, all those good things. Another school of thought is you maybe want to create a wall somewhere with it so that the Reaper cannot go behind the mineral line, or Hellions cannot go in circles behind the mineral line. Sometimes you want to wall maybe one of these locations so that the Reaper also has a harder time on the cliff end. Well, this is kind of like middle of nowhere. It's not actually gaining you vision of anything. It will be a fast warp in pylon by the time warp is relevant, because there's a gateway, of course. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't like the way things get choked up sometimes, or he wants to use this real estate as opposed to something else. I'm not sure. It almost feels like he just picked it. Like, he realized it was time to build a pylon and his probe was slightly in a different position than normal, and so he just happened to plop it there. That's kind of what it feels like. I don't know if that's what happened. The Adept is going to come over to shoo this Reaper away, and okay, that's more. Oh. Reaper's backing off, respecting the threat of the Adept and the Stalker together, I suppose. And now with the Stalker here, Poninabox is going to be able to push this Reaper out for good. Unless it should be so daring as to jump in. There it goes. Nice grenade, going to put some distance between the Reaper and the Stalker. Probes are being pulled to body block and kill the Reaper. On the Terran side of things, we have the standard 1-1-1 with the mine drop. Looks... well, we'll see if it's 2 mines or 3 mines in a moment. Oh, there was a Hellion. I completely missed that. All in all, 2 probes have been killed, and he's lost both of his scout harass units. 3rd base coming up for Poninabox, and the double mine drop is heading for the main, I believe. Thinking maybe you mean this location, Lizlot? I'm not sure. Just checking the chat. We do have a small delay, so if in any case, Stim is starting now, and 2 more racks. Going to bring this up to a standard 3-1-1 comp for the moment. Raven is looking to die, and it narrowly avoids its own death wish, and the Stalkers are still hoping to grant it. Quote the Raven, nevermore. Bye. So that's actually kind of huge for Poninabox, I would say, because I feel like he really wanted to keep that Raven after the harass, bring it back home, and use it for some disables on some Colossi or anti-armor missile on some charge lots. You know, there's a number of uses for something like that. Where is that? I'm losing my mind. And we are gonna get a move out of the bio. There's a medevac that I saw leave the base, but it didn't die, and I don't know where it went. Did it just like leave and then go home? I see it loading up, but I'm keeping the thing on the... Oh, goodness gracious. Marauders are going to push the Stalkers back, and I cannot observe correctly. Alright, there's the medevacs. Pushing into this ramp, burrowing his mines, he's going to get some detonations on these zealots. They've all been removed in the blink of an eye. There's not a whole lot here for Ponina Box. It's in a little bit of trouble. Another warping of charge lots is hitting the field right now. Yikes! Oh no, he has nothing! Between the bio and the stutter step and the mines, Ambition has found himself in a pretty good position, and Ponina agrees, going to GG. Ambition will... Oh, I forgot to adjust the score. It is now tied up 1-1. Oh! You're talking about the Hellion Wall. Yes, yes, yes. That would have been nice to have the Hellion Wall for that. Yes. I mean, he did have a partial wall, so that the Hellion couldn't just go straight in, but he didn't have like the full one that you can put a pylon or a gateway to complete the wall entirely if you absolutely need to, because the Reaper's still alive type of thing. In any case, Ambition is gonna pick up the second game, tying up the series, and Alpha X is going to have to send out to their next player. I believe, unless there were any changes, it will be Last Surprise, so we're looking at a TVT most likely. I'm still waiting for the invite, and that will kind of confirm for us. That it is Last Surprise and that it is a TVT. At the very least, Ambition will be staying on. Looks like the map is Zen. Looks like our player needs a minute. Reason undisclosed. Happy Easter, everyone. How's your guys' days going? Blah, 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 blah. English is hard sometimes. I've only been speaking it all my life. Well, mostly. When you're an infant, I don't think you can talk any language. But anyhow. Let's see here. Here we go. Last surprise has arrived. And we will have that TVT that I alluded to. We'll be starting on, or we'll be having it on Zen. This is game 3. We're tied at 1-1. Anything else you guys need to know to be brought up to speed if you're just getting here? Don't think so. I think that covers everything. It's Easter. You'll have to buy. I know, like, anyone's sense of time right now, I'm like, it's Sunday? Are you sure? Anyhow, spawning in the upper right in the purple trunks for Alpha X, it is Last Surprise. And to the bottom left as the blue Protoss. For Remember the Game, it is Ambition. I cannot rotate correctly. There we go. Uh-oh. Lag? Lag? No! Yikes.
Game paused.
Good on Last Surprise. Confirming Ambition is actually there. Changed graphics. Go, go. 3, 2, 1,
Game
go.
resumed.
Alrighty. Standard openers thus far. I mean, it's so early. I say standard in that, like, things are in their base, you know? They didn't go proxy, they didn't, like, build 2 Reapers, or 2 Raxes here and try to get their Reapers over. In any case, SCV Scout, coming out of Ambition. Last Surprise is actually on double gas, so he'll be able to tech a little bit faster, getting straight into that factory and probably a starport before taking his expansion. Not guaranteed though. He might just expand. We do see the low ground CC for Ambition. He did take this quite early, I suppose. So, this is just the, like, gas first Reaper expand, which is, like, probably the greediest opener that's standard in this matchup, I think. Generally speaking, you need gas in order to get your tech. So, at the very least, the gas first in TVT is, like, some semblance of safety almost. I don't know. What am I trying to say? Alright. Curiously, we don't have a starport just yet for, there we go. Last Surprise is building it now. So in spite of delaying his expansion, the starport for Ambition is a hair faster. It's probably just part of the build. I suppose the trade-off is that there's more Reapers for Last Surprise, so like he won't die to anything. And has he scouted anything? No, not at all. He's playing blind.
Add-on complete.
Which, I mean, to be fair,
Complete.
I would say that his opener allows him to do this. He doesn't like have to get anything done with his opener per se. Just kind of a slight economic advantage going to Ambition on kind of all fronts at the moment. We're going to see that Raven starting now, and there's no tech lab available for the starport, so I guess that's one thing, is that he does get to start his actual Raven sooner, because he has that extra gas. He has devoted more to that. Wow! I was not paying attention to this buildup of Hellions. This is kind of scary. There is a Cyclone, but there's no tank here. There is a Raven, but it doesn't have a lot of energy. Okay, here's the tank. It's not quite sieged yet. One grenade is going to go down, but now that the tank is sieged, I think... Close the wall? Yeah. Wow, that was... really dangerous for a second. Okay then. This Liberator is trying to... Okay, we'll get the Marine, but it will die on the back of that. Third base is nearly complete for Last Surprise, and the third is starting, but it is on location for Ambition. And, okay, that... Nothing like, surprise Hellions to, wake you up a little bit. Oh, man. I was not expecting that. Okay. Well, behind this, it seems to have standardized somewhat. 1-1, so Bio coming out of Ambition. I wonder what Last Surprise is thinking. I'm sure he's seen something like this before. Maybe not quite like that, but... I don't know. Is that map specific? No, that must be viable on other maps. In any case, 3 tanks and 2 Ravens for Last Surprise, as opposed to the 2 tanks and 2 Ravens for Ambition. He does have 2 Vikings, though, so technically he has air superiority. Stim is nearly complete for Last Surprise, and his 1-1 is trailing that of Ambition's. Not by much, but there might be a small window if one of them happens to be active in that interval. Looks like Last Surprise is actually thinking of attacking. He does have Stim. I don't believe Ambition does. Auto turrets going down on both sides. Gonna remove all of the Marines for Ambition, and suddenly Last Surprise gets on top of the tanks, still has his Cyclone, and this is fantastic damage that he's getting. His tanks aren't really contributing to this, as they are still sieged in the back. But he gets 6 SCVs, and has some units stepping up to incur more damage. These Vikings are considering whether they should land or not, I think. With the Marines, they're definitely going to have to back off. And he does get the lift as well, and another 12 SCVs go down. There is a tank in this back line here, another one steps forward, but it gets picked off by the opposition. And Ambition does have a Liberator. It can pick up a tank, but he might... No, he will save his tank as well. And he's going to rout Last Surprise. So, in the end, that's not what I wanted. He has lost 15 SCVs and all his Ravens. Both sides lost all their Ravens, really. And it's Tank Marine on both sides. Technically, there's a Viking advantage to Ambition. So it's gonna be a more technical positioning, or like the positioning, technically speaking, is going to be more important for Last Surprise, because while he has Stim, he does not have Vikings, he does not have Liberators, so his ability to push against an already set up tank line is considerably less now that Ambition also has Stim. They're kind of setting up in this middle area, but I don't know why the Vikings flew off over that way. Maybe he's just... no, I think he's just looking to see whether he's being backstabbed. And Last Surprise is going to disengage, come over here. There is a sensor tower for Ambition picking that up, so Ambition is going to step forward. The Marines of Last Surprise are trying to engage this before the tanks are actually sieged. He loses a number of SCVs, but is able to get right in on top of all of this. Meanwhile, is trying to find some counter damage, but the tanks are there for Ambition. Last Surprise is in a lot of trouble for a second. He does retreat. I feel like he lost his lead. That's my interpretation of what just happened. Like, he tried to fight on two fronts. He had an advantage in workers before all of this, but now he doesn't, and he's getting flipped. Oh boy. He loses his tank. Last Surprise is not looking too hot right now. The tanks are going to reposition for Ambition, and he's going to threaten this fourth base. Starting to shell away at it. He wanted to drop on the tanks, but then he realized the Marines would just pick off his medevac. He's going to have to give up this fourth, actually. And Last Surprise is down a base now. There is a fourth already here for Ambition. And I heard a pickup, but I don't see where. Oh, over here. Rallied to the main for a backstab. Still has this position here. I feel like, okay, he thought about dealing with that somehow. setting up another attack to hit this fourth, but oh, that's the other thing that the Ravens were looking for earlier. They were trying to confirm whether there was a fourth based on this position or not. Instead, he's going to come here now, and we'll take care of that. With excellent control, gets rid of everything there. Meanwhile, he's also pushing this location, and Ambition is going to take game 3. Okay. Looks like most likely the next player for Alpha X will be Sethan, a Protoss. That was really, I think I really liked the way Ambition played throughout that game. I was a little bit surprised about the Hellion opener. And, I mean, it lucked out. It didn't quite do what it wanted to, but aside from that, compositionally speaking, by positioning, by movement, I felt like he had a really strong grasp on where he wanted to take the matchup. So yeah. There's the invite. xRtG for a PvT. There are some good xRtG memes. Ambition says he's ready. Sethan says he's ready. The other caster says he's ready. I say nothing, because I never say anything. And here we go. And in the bottom left as the blue Terran for remember the game, it is Ambition. And in the top right as the red Protoss for Alpha X, it is Sethan. Okay. So he's going to wall the Reaper out with a little pocket here. I guess he has to have a pocket of some sort. He seems to be setting it up for like an entire strip. In any case, he's harassing. He's checking. I appreciate that the gas was taken here. Taking this one exposes you to a gas steal, which can also expose your high ground. Fun feature about this map that, oh, you know, certain people might look to abuse. Not naming any names. Reaper is gonna come out, followed by a Marine before an add-on. So playing it safe. I think this was a core first. Not entirely certain. No, I think it was standard. Yeah, definitely standard. Gate expand. Adept is out. It did get a probe, I believe. Yep, 1 kill. And there's the Stargate behind this. Okay. Reaper's dead. Stargate was not scouted by Ambition.
SCV ready.
So... oh, we're looking at a potential 5 kills on an Oracle if that is the direction he goes with this Stargate. He might go Phoenix. Okay, it's Phoenix instead. Little less insta damage. Little more longevity in terms of ability to assist in a fight. Oracles, of course, can revelate throughout the course of game, but I'm gonna pick up the SCV, and not gonna get another one as the Marines are too close, and the Shade will not be able to get out as the door is closed, but it will open up time for a recall. There was a thing here. It is gone now. I believe it was the Hellion that Ambition likes to make behind his Reaper. It's kind of a follow-up scout for him. I don't mind it. I think one of the things you see in TVP is just like a lack of good information gathering. So this... oh, he made 2 more Hellions. I feel like he shouldn't have committed to more Hellions if he lost his Reaper and lost his Hellion. In any case, gonna fly over, pick up the Marine, kill that, pick up the SCV, building the thingy, the barracks. So that has been stalled. And why are we... oh, I see. So there was a drop, and oh wow, this is cute. Very cute. It gets in behind enemy lines and collects 6 probes. Alright. Where are we? I think he wants to go into Colossus. I think that's why he built this turbo. He has 5 or 6 Phoenixes. To get that Cyclone. Might lose his... I don't know about that. It's okay. I mean, at least it wasn't free. Taking his third now at the 6-minute mark, I think it's about right for something like this. Maybe he would have liked to get it slightly faster, but with the harass he was dealing with, it's perfectly understandable. Going to get a couple SCVs. Has to be careful of the mines, but I think he has a sense of where that is. Gonna damage and pick off a medevac. And get some more SCVs, bringing the turns count total to 45. Another Phoenix has joined the flock? I don't know. In any case, swinging around, going to stall this third, and fly into the main. There is a missile turret there now, but by being in this position, he's able to get the medevac before it comes out, and there is a movement of 3 medevacs to the main. We may even call that a doom drop, or what was intended to be. Going to drop now in the back lines. Phoenix is coming home. Gateway units coming home. Their Colossus is about to pop. Mines are detonating. 20 probes have gone down. And the majority of the Terran fleet is trying to get out, but one medevac will be lost before unloading anything. The other medevacs as well are, of course, going to die, as Phoenixes are very fast and deal lots of damage to flying units. Alrighty, where have we gotten? Getting a second eBay, so I can get 2-1 a little bit faster. And another medevac going out. I find it curious that he goes for this drop style against a player that is on Phoenixes. He's doing a really good job of only sending his drops out in directions and places where he knows that the Phoenixes are not going to be able to punish it immediately. But like at the same time, you send the drop out and it will never get home or stay out on the map. So I don't know how I feel about it. It's certainly getting some work done. It's not like it's not paying for itself. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I guess if I'm looking at this game and I were to give advice to some Diamond Terran player, I would not give advice to imitate this behavior coming out of Ambition. Not because I think it's bad, per se, it's just, I think it takes, like, it's a very calculated kind of gamble, and I feel like your fundamentals have to be very sharp in order to execute that and not, like, screw yourself up. I don't know. I don't play Terran to begin with, so I probably don't have a lot to say on the matter. With the Colossus out though, the Phoenix phase is like dwindled to like almost non-existent. He has like 2 Phoenixes that are on red hull. Like, look at these. See? Can I click? It's 4 hull, 3 hull. So like, they are pretty bruised. This observer is gone. A couple Viking, actually, there's a flock of, or a ship of Vikings This Viking count is going to remove the remaining phoenixes from the equation and also deal with the Colossus. This is one of the, like, keeping your Phoenix alive when you're playing Phoenix Colossus is somewhat important because, like, you need them to sustain against the Vikings when your Colossus are out. Fortunately, he does look like he will have Storm before this attack hits, so the fact that he lost his Phoenixes may not be relevant anymore as his composition has kind of moved off of Phoenix Colossus into Phoenix Storm, or Colossus Storm. So like he has a second form of AoE that is able to hit the air. And with that, he clears the Vikings. Although he's lost all his Colossi, he still has Storm in the back line. Oh, never mind. Ghost. EMP is good. And as this game is looking good for Ambition. Those little advantages he was picking up seem to have paid off. And with this 2-1 timing, I think the Ghosts are going to remove the Zealot Archon from the equation. And suddenly, there is nothing here for our red Protoss. Getting on top of that Immortal, he is going to take another map for Remember the Game. Alrighty. Let's see. Next up, it looks like Melody is going to be coming out for Alpha X. I believe he is a Zerg player. Not sure what map he'll pick. What maps are even left? So we still have Golden Wall, Nightshade, and Purity and Industry as potential maps for this next game. Sounds like the doggies are home. Oh crap. We don't want to do that. Ah, there's the game invite. Okay. That's not what I'm looking for. Oh well, I'll fix this later. There's Melody. Nightshade. Okay. Make them play printf multitask simulator to decide the series. It's a best of 9, so technically they still have some time. We're not on the ace match yet, Falmir, but that would be a hilarious ace match. Or match point, I should say. Alright, we've loaded into Nightshade. We have a TVZ. I don't think we've had this matchup yet. I feel like it's a favorite of a lot of people. I don't play either race, but I feel like we see it so much and it's so loved that, like, even if you don't play the matchup from either end, like, there's, like, I don't know, we envision StarCraft this way. I don't know what I'm trying to say. What is going on here? There we go. For some reason, my commands were not registering on the game. Anyhow, spawning in the upper left as the blue Terran on a win streak. Can he be stopped? It is the blue Terran. It is Ambition for Remember the Game. And at the bottom right has the purple Zerg. For Alpha X, it is Melody. I know, right? Thank you, Takun. Like, what is a cannon rusher casting all these Terran games? It's like so far from. Anyhow, we're gonna have that SUV scout and Reaper behind it. Then again, you've had to cast my games before yourself, so What is economy? Where is the forge? SCV is going to patrol the third base. Gonna look for some blocks, and speed is starting up. Lings are out. Reaper is over here to harass. 4 Lings should be sufficient to deter this Reaper from getting a drone. Gets the Ling and might. Okay, the Queen is here. We Gucci. Reaper is very assertive, getting into the main, looking for that scouting info, bouncing the Queen towards it, and getting trapped for a moment, but we'll still get away. With the Queen circling over and the Lings escorting, I think this is looking to be routed from this location. There's a drone coming now. Reaper is still trying to block this. Okay, there it goes. I wasn't sure the queen was gonna get out of the way in time for the hatch to go down. The Reaper will die now as that other queen has stepped in range to shoot at it. And probably gonna spread some creep in a moment. Get that tumor started. Hellions and Banshee on the backside. Hellions looking to... They will get that tumor. Okay. And the minigame. Going a little bit in the favor of the Terran, but no, no drones killed, no serious damage, I suppose. Unfortunate to lose some lings, but can't always play perfect. Stim is starting for Ambition, and yeah, pretty standard. Did I not cannon rush the game that you casted? That's hilarious. I don't remember, it's been so long. Oh! Oh my! Hellions have stepped into the natural, they get instantly surrounded by these lings, and what a fantastic bait, question mark? Like, I totally see why Ambition would have moved forward with his Hellions, but the Lings were like so ready for that. It was intentional or otherwise, that was a really good trap. I think if he had kept the Reaper and didn't lose it, maybe a grenade would have saved him in that scenario. I don't know. At least he would have been able to pick up some drones on the back end of that. But as it is, no drones have been lost this game. And we are at 5:30 with the Banshees coming in. There's a Spore Crawler here. There's a Spore Crawler here. So, like... Ambition is, maybe not where he wants to be anymore. Like, it was looking okay for him. And then suddenly, things are a little bit, going Melody's way. Loses some creep tumors again, but, he can replace that. It's just energy. Banshees are trying to force a cancel. With the queens and the... he's not going to be able to transfuse this since it's not complete yet. So... oh man. What a narrow hold. But I think he's fine. Alright. Third is on location. Tank. Handful of Marines. I feel like this tank was supposed to go with this push. Maybe he picks up the tank in a medevac? No? Okay, just the Marines then. They do have combat shield and stim. Gonna get on this creep, start clearing things out. The Lings step up, Banelings connect, clear some of these. Retreat is in order. I guess he just wants to clear creep right now. I guess he doesn't want to pick like a actual fight until he's like done some maintenance on the map features, i.e. the Zerg's forward sensor array. Okay. Dropping behind the Baneling nest and mineral line, he's going to find himself a nice position for the Marines, but with the Queens coming over and the Banes, gonna have to retreat. This does open up this next push here, but the Ling Hydra is in position to force this back, and Gonna get away for now. Picking off an Overlord with the other drop. Working on this next set of rocks. Or no, that's the same rocks that he was working on earlier. And gonna route this drop again. Marines stepping forward to get the queen, and they're gonna have to back off. Banshee's in the main, but that should be relatively well. They're gonna get a queen for their troubles, so that's something. Marines might be able to get a cancel on this 5th base. No, the Lings get here before that's of consequence. Meanwhile, this other drop is on this side. And gonna be pushed back. Alright, healthy Marine tank push coming up the center now. And this is gonna be the main parade push for Ambition. The creep is all the way to the center on this lane. So gonna have to take it a little bit slower than maybe he wanted. But with the high ground secured, he kind of has the positioning he wants. A little bit of a surround being set up. Gonna get on top of a lot of these Marines. Decent connections, good connections in fact. Gonna clear everything here, and there is a drop eating some Marines, but a drop of Marines eating some drones, but it's not gonna find any other damage. Another drop being loaded up, double medevac. With all of this, I think Melody is in a pretty good position. He has 5 bases. He has not sustained any heavy damage. Sure, he's lost things here and there, but he could lose this base. Just kidding. Melody is definitely in position for that. The doggies are going crazy. Yes, there is a Zergling in the house. There are 2 Zerglings in the house. So the 2 Zerglings are fighting with each other. They're fine. I just have no way of dealing with them while I'm in the middle of the game. I will deal with it between games, assuming they haven't killed each other. I imagine the other household members are considering remedies. Alright, 5 tanks can get yoinked. They do get yoinked. Blinding Cloud on the majority, and okay, I think Melody has just won the game. Last stand might be had here on this back line, but this looks like a fantastic position for... Oh, actually, I didn't see these Liberators. Gonna force Melody to disengage for the moment. And he doesn't have any Banelings here, so... Oh, joint. Well, the Ambition is able to hold, and the game is going to resume. It's still a good position for Melody. Just needs some time to Get more banelings, get more lings, remax, get some energy back on those vipers. Maybe he'll take another base. Single medevac drop going out, looking to apply pressure. A 5th base has been taken for Ambition, so he's not out of it yet. He has the sensor towers. But that was some heavy losses he sustained in the middle of the map there, losing 5 tanks after the other push had also failed. There is a Spire. It is getting +1. Not really sure what Melody intends to do with that, as Broodlords are not as good as they used to be. But he might still go for them. It's not like they're bad units. They're just not as good as they used to be. Which is what I just said, and I am fully aware of that. I hear a Liberator. There it is. Going to move the Spore over and set up for another tank up the another push up the center. These tanks are sieging on the edge of creep. Marines stepping forward. There are a couple Marauders mixed in now, but you know, now that I think about it, Solars are nowhere on the map. So like the primary thing to stop the Broodlords after the patch change is not really here. So the fact that they've been nerfed in comparison to before is completely irrelevant in this scenario. Like, yeah, it may not matter though. I mean, he might just be using the Corruptors to clear Liberators for all it matters. Blinding Cloud on the... Like, I don't think he has Greater Spire yet. I haven't gone back to check because the action has been so intense. Me? Okay, well. Oh well. Don't let one of them turn into Baneling, or it might blow up. Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh no. Alright. I believe Dad dealt with the doggies. The dog wants food. Thank you, Snoopy, for explaining what's happening. Your friendly neighborhood puppy dog is on the case. And he is helping with that. Let's see here. Looks like we're waiting for their next player to pick a map. I think the options are between Golden Wall and Purity and Industry. So, whoever is out next for, oh man. Would you rather play a Zerg on Golden Wall or Purity and Industry? Oh no. Oh no. Melody is a 5.4k GM. I imagine Ambition is somewhere in that range. Maybe slightly lower, since he was earlier in the lineup. I'm guessing. I don't actually know Ambition's. Let's see. Let's see if Woobot is here. I don't know if Woobot is here. There we go. It doesn't look like there's a Woobot. Oh, there is a Woobot. There's the Woobot. There's our answer for Ambition. 5.3 according to Woobot. However accurate Woobot may or may not be. Alrighty. Oh, the doggy has gone to sleep. So, he's hiding under the covers now. And the other one, I don't know. Probably also sleeping. Alrighty. No party invite yet, or a lobby invite yet. So yeah, Melody tends to be a very macro-oriented Zerg, and I think he usually enjoys his EVT. I want to say at the start of the patch, some of the changes may have been uncomfortable for him, but it sounds like he's adjusted. Looks like he's adjusted anyhow. He seemed fine in this game. We'll see how his next opponent fares against him. Who his next opponent is. Oh my goodness. I didn't know that my dog played StarCraft. Why is my dog playing on the EU server? Huh. No. He's just resting. He's not, like... That's not a euphemism. Okay, I am going to get something to drink. I should be back before they do anything, obviously. So it appears that when given the option of picking, when given the choice of playing a Zerg on Golden Wall or Period A Industry, well, we don't know who the person is. Still don't know. My dog plays on EU because it knows the good stuff. Okay, Chukun. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. I don't know where he is. Whoever he is. Whoever is supposed to play Melody. Dice Hammer? Looks like. We're gonna get a ZVZ then? Alrighty, a ZVZ on. Oh, well, if it was a Zerg, maybe he just doesn't want the complication of mutas. But why did it take so long? Dice Hammer would. Oh no, Dice Hammer is Terran. Oh. I feel like he should have picked Purity Industry then. Because the drop distance is so short. Maybe he's concerned about muta play. But is it really that good on... Oh well, whatever. Dice Hammer has chosen to play his TVZ on Golden Wall instead of Purity Industry. That's his answer to the question. What happened here? Alright. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner of the map as the purple Terran. For remember the game, it is Dice Hammer.
Game paused.
He has to close his stream still. There's like nothing for me to tell you right now because they're paused and it's the very start of the game. This is like what needs to happen when Yaku intros players that are cheesing. They just need a, like, they need to pause Yaku. So that... Anyhow, it is Dice Hammer! And in the lower right-hand corner of the map, yes, this is very Yaku, it is the teal Zerg, it is Melody. Anyway, neither player is cheesing, so I feel just fine telling you all of this, because I know there's not going to be any important information I should be showing you in the first minute of the game. And this is not the Cranky Ducklings channel, this is the Alpha X channel, so we will not be telling you what LE stands for, you should already know. Alrighty. Standard is as standard does on both sides. SCV is gonna come home, so Dice Hammer is not the sort that wants to try and stall the third with the SCV. He'd rather spend that on mining. And there's a number of ways that the Zerg can circumvent it. It may also be because of the threat of the gold, he doesn't want to like stall the third here and force his Zerg opponent to take the gold base as their third. Maybe that's part of what goes into this decision as well. Anyways, they're going to have this dance of lings and running here and there. In the end, he loses nothing, and the queen pops out. The Reaper is at the front. Queen is going to step out to push that back. I keep feeling like I'm gonna sneeze. And Melody is going to take the gold as the third. One moment. Anyway, Roach Warren now completing at the 4-minute mark. So bringing out a different style. I like this. I think it's plays to the map a little bit better. I think it's either you go Roaches or you go Mutas on this map. Just because of the access to the gold base allows you to power up a little bit differently. I'm not even sure if I would say you go Mutas, because your gas is not as good here. So, gonna see those Roaches. And he's actually going to make a beeline across the map. I'm not sure if Dice Hammer knows, but he seems to know. And Lings do get in. They're going to distract Dice Hammer as he has to deal with the Lings that are already in his base, eating the SCVs in the back mineral line. There are Ravagers being morphed as these Roaches are applying pressure, and SCVs are being pulled. Biles going down on the depot, and the Lings are getting on top of whatever they can. There's not a whole lot of them, but they've tanked some damage. The Roach Ravager force is stepping in and cleaning some 20 plus SCVs. Biles going down as well, connecting with the majority of that army, and suddenly I think this game is gone. I mean, he's advanced all the way into the main. He has 4 Ravagers, Roach, handful of Lings as well. They're dwindling now, but more are coming in as that gold base is really kicking in. He's barely mining from the gold, actually. But he barely needs to. It's more like a forward point of attack. He's not mining from it at all. Imagine if he had just transferred some drones from his natural before doing this attack. How obnoxious this would be. Instead, it's kind of like his safety card. Like, oh, well, if I don't kill the Terran right now, I have a gold base to fall back on economically, so I can recover. And these Lings have done so much damage. There is a third base for Dice Hammer, so he's staying in it for now. I guess in some theoretical scenario, if he can clear all the Lings, maybe Mules, but I don't think they're that good. I mean, unless Dice Hammer believes he is pulled. Wow. I I know that mules can repair. I really don't... Is it worth in this scenario? You're dead anyway. I don't know. That's how I feel anyway. I mean, I guess he has to, right? He has no other he has no SCVs to repair it with, so... Okay, gonna saturate that gold base now, and get himself a Hydra Den. GG, well played, says Dice Camera. And the series is gonna be tied up 3 apiece. Well then, that was a very fast Roach Warren, so good aggression coming out of Melody. I appreciate that. I think for being historically a macro-oriented player, it's nice to see him mix in things that are a little bit more on the aggressive side. I wouldn't exactly call it a cheese, but I certainly wouldn't call it macro. Maybe on a dude is salty, maybe. Some fantasy GG timing, yeah. Yeah. Even I couldn't find a way to say that there was, like, I was just like, I don't know. I mean, I think there is something about, like, coming to terms with your loss. And so, like, maybe he was just processing that, and I don't know. It's certainly better than, like, rage quitting out, right? Like, for protecting your own mental state. That's always something that a lot of players don't have a means of doing. And I think it's different for each player what they need in order to keep their sanity, if they have any. He did give the GG well played, so, like, I know what you're talking about, though, Tokun. I definitely know what you're talking about. Alright. Looks like we have a TVZ next. Oh wait, no, a ZVZ. I don't know. Just pause, quit, profit. Oh no, Takun. Looks like we have a race check in order, and looks like they're ready to go. Alright, period in industry, the last map in the pool. I imagine after this, it will be reset, as neither team is on match point. We're tied at 3 apiece. With a first to 5 wins, since it's a best of 9. And yeah. This is a meme of a name. Spawning at the 12 o'clock position. Huh? Uh-oh. With the luck good, have fun, as the pink Zerg opening with the 12 pool. It is Betty White. And to the 3 o'clock position as the teal Zerg. For Alpha X, it is Melody. In this position, I'd really like to see Melody go for like a 17 pool or a 16 pool, but instead he's going to stick to his guns and go for the hatch first. I don't really say that there's some reason why he should have. It just would have been nice. It would have made life a little bit easier on him. He can still defend a 12 pool without a pool first of some sort. I'm not sure what his Overlord pathing is going to be, so actually, let's do this. There's his pool now. His Overlord actually gets to the main pretty fast on this map, so he might be able to tell from seeing the pool or something pretty early. He sees the lings. There he goes. That should know. He should know now. Seeing lings that early, his pool isn't even done. The queen's out now. Like, he should know that it's 12 pool. Lings are running over here. There's no gas with this 12 pool, so it's just looking for a cancel here. So he's going to keep that hatch and maybe pull some drones down. There. They're bunching up so that they can get that damage a little bit better, and here they come. It's gonna be a tight hold. Ling's coming in from behind as well. One drone does fall almost immediately, but with the Lings popping for Melody, it looks like he's good to go, question mark? Yeah, he's losing a lot of drones. Okay, he loses 7 drones. Brings him down to 13. Okay, so the hatch for Betty White finishes, and Betty White has a small worker lead, like 2 drones, 1 drone. Queens are in production on injects. I mean, okay. The game's kind of evened out, actually. Wing speed starting for Betty White, or not Betty White, for Melody. And the Ling run by is nice. He's gonna be able to get lots of scouting information, confirm everything is as it should be. No, like, I don't even know what could... Not even sure what he could be scouting for right now after getting that many drone kills. In any case. Spine Crawler at the front for Betty White. Nice defensive nature after, like, when you open up with some kind of aggression, particularly during the Ling Bane or just Ling phase of ZVZ, there's a very natural seesaw motion from the mechanics of their production. So, like, getting some instant defense off of your early aggression is, like, I'm always for that. Double gases, Roach, Warren, and Wall of Evo Chambers. Looks like Betty White is looking to just hit a very sharp Roach timing off of the small economic lead that he gained for himself at the start of all of this. And it's going to be up to Melody to sniff that out and stop that. Should have enough information to know that that's coming. He's actually going to go for the Spire. Don't know how I feel about that. I appreciate that he skipped Banelings and chosen Tech. I appreciate that mutas have a certain amount of comeback potential. I don't know if mutas can actually hold the line behind all of this. Gonna get the Baneling nest now too. So I would like to... Oh, there is a third base here. So he certainly has a fair bit of production for like a high Ling count. And maybe he can set up a surround There is a third base almost done for Betty White. Okay. Lings are going to... Well, they want this third. I don't feel like they can get it. Overlord scouts to confirm. Baneliness for Betty White is going down as well. Ling's patrolling third is hitting saturation. Melody's actually found himself a way back into this game, like from an economic, or like, I don't even know if it's not like he was ever out of the game. What I mean to say is, I like his position now, whereas at the start I was a little bit skeptical. I felt like the 1-2 punch of the 12 pull into 2 base roach all in could have been very scary, but I think Betty White was more interested in actually setting up a third and making a longer game of it, and the wall was only to like remove the need for fast banelings, and now this looks good. Like, I don't think he intended to all in hindsight. Or if he did, the Lings removed that from the table, which I'm not sure. As I don't play Zerg regularly. All in all, this mid-game looks like Melody is playing the map a little bit better, taking advantage of the short air distance, taking advantage of the protected third and fourth bases, and now taking a fifth base. So being 2 bases up on his opponent, he's going to look to engage the queens. I don't know if that's necessary. Okay, gets one of them. Gets another. There's a Hydra and a missile, a spore crawler shooting at him, so I'm gonna back off now. And these roaches are moving across the map. Single Muta is picking away at them, and the Lings are coming in now, so getting the surround to stall the movement of this backline, but some of these roaches have already got it into the natural, and they're going to put on the hurt. I'm not sure what they're targeting though. Drones, it looks like. And they'll get themselves a few. Healthy number, in fact. I don't know if this was worth though. He lost a lot of roaches. I mean, he had to do something. It does pull the mutas back. And since he lost so many queens, or he lost some queens, like, this buys time for the Hydras, right? But, like, economically, Melody is still ahead. Not as much as he was, but he's still ahead. You know? So... like, I don't mind. I would still prefer to be teal. Hydra count is nice now, though. So, like, I guess in some regard you can say that Betty White needed to do that in order to not die, in order to get into a position where he has a chance, right? Like, now he actually has the muscle to push. And if he pushes, the mutas are not going to do a whole lot. But he doesn't have... like, he can't actually push because he doesn't have Roach or Bane in order to deal with the Banes of Melody. So... what is he gonna do? Make lurkers? I don't know. He is getting the Lurker Den, so maybe. Spore Crawler is dealing some heavy damage to the mutas, but the Banelings are just gonna roll in here. This is so many Banelings. Oh my word. He just wipes the floor with Betty White, and okay, Melody is going to pick up another game, bringing out the ace player for Remember the Game. I want to say that all maps are now open aside from Period and Industry. I think. I don't actually know. But assuming this is following a standard script, that's how it would work. Alrighty. Let's see. Who are they going to send out? They probably already know, it's just, I don't know, finding the player, picking the map. There's the invite, Nightshade. So we know the map. And the player is... drumroll please. Oh, DRG. Okay. So it's obviously not DRG, but it is DRG. This should be a so, you know the Ling Bane stage of ZVZ? We should see that. I don't know how, but we should see that. That's my take anyhow. I don't know for certain, but like based on how... Oh, Melody's going to the restroom. I think I will do the same. Alright, looks like they've started the game, and I've gotten back just in the nick of time.
Nuclear missile ready.
That is not the right thing. There we go. I forgot I had that. I should have been playing that one. Whatever. Spawning in the bottom right as the blue Zerg. For remember the game, it is xRtG. And to the upper left as the purple Zerg. For Alpha X, it is Melody. Looks like these two have some experience with each other. We're gonna get a hatch first out of both players. So standard so far. Gas. Gas. Pool. Pool. Alrighty. Ayo. Nothing to write home about yet. Standard play so far. No quick baneling nest. No. I mean, some lings are coming out, but that's normal. Like, you need to defend, right? Right? Okay. Well, Melody feels safe to take his third now. I guess he'll have queens, so. He gets his lings now, so he's fine. Gonna get that frontal baneling nest. And been deterred. Another baneling nest over here, so third is halfway done, and third is starting. Ling's trying to get in for a scout. As they step onto the creep, they will accelerate through and see all there is to see, which is almost nothing, but sometimes it's good to know that there's almost nothing. Actually, what is this? Oh, just clearing the overlord. Okay. Some lings are coming towards this third. Feeling like there's an opening. The baneling, though, is going to get rid of those lings, and I feel like... Well, still going for it is xRtG, and... it's kind of a dangerous way to play. Don't blow up your own lings. Yes, okay, good. It's like, we're promised Ling Bane, and then it all fizzles out on one Bane. At least that's how it feels as the caster. I don't know if I would say promised, but like, I feel like because of the... I want to say there's some light reputation of xRtG being somewhat aggressive, and obviously the players know each other, as you can tell from the banter. So, like, in my mind, this means that Melody should not skip his Baneling Nest before going anywhere. And with how quickly he wants to expand, like Lingbane early game sounds like a very probable situation. He has his roaches now, and his banelings, and his lings. He's gotten some decent trades, so he feels like now is his time to push. Maybe he can shut down the third, or position himself nicely, picking off a bane here or there. He's netting himself some more favor in these trades. He is up some almost 30 supply. I don't think you can attack up this ramp, though. With that spine crawler, I would have just settled for the third. Ah! Okay, he's just gonna blow it all up, and barrel through is what I was trying to say with these roaches, and morphing the injured one into a Ravager. He's coming forward still, and oh my, okay, he has a lot of muscle. I guess I underestimated how many roaches he truly had. He's gonna be able to potentially take out the Baneling Nest? Okay, no, he's just gonna move into them. I was like, you can do more than that, my friend. Mutalisks are in production, but the Spire is under threat, and I don't think he's gonna be able to make any more mutas than what he already has, and this is already a lot of drone damage. The roaches and lings are still here. They're still getting more drones. This has not been held yet, and xRtG is lost a lot of tech. There are spine crawlers at this third base, but they are falling, and the drones are somewhat exposed. The spine crawler is doing what it can. It will fall, and with that there is no protection beyond the mutas. Lings are running around, trying to create havoc, delay the movement of the mutas across the map, and yeah, 44 drones have fallen for xRtG. He is down to 16 workers, and he has lost his Spire. Now, he does have mutas, and they are not bad, but the Hydra count is like the shoe is on the other foot. But Melody is still in a phenomenal position. He has a way to deal with the mutas. He doesn't have a Spore yet at this location, but the Hydras are here to shoo it away, and the Spores are up at the other locations. So he should be just fine. Mutalisk count is not that high, and it's going to get reduced if it stays in any one place too long. Oh, there actually isn't a... Oh, it's over here. So he gets 9 drones. I feel like that was as good as he could have hoped for with how much preparation Melody had at the start of this. Picking off a couple more on the retreat. Thinking about going back in. Melody! Come back! No! Oh no, the Spore is just slightly out of position, and these mutas are going to take complete advantage of that. Really good decision making from xRtG. Sensing an opportunity, pouncing on it. He's gotten some lings and banes, so now he has some semblance of a ground force again. Still harassing with these mutas. They got another pair of drones, bringing him up to a total of 24 drone kills over this initial muta phase. He's probably going to lose the mutas now, though. Well, there were no Hydras on this low ground, so a little bit of missed opportunity to catch that, I would say. Like if he had just pulled some of the trailing roaches over. Or not roaches, hydras over. Can't talk. What are words? What are these things called? Anyone know? I play Protoss. I don't even play Protoss quote-unquote correctly. Alright. Ling scouts the 4th. He is supply blocked thanks to the mutas picking off overlords. So he needs to remedy that. Gets rid of the rocks. This is a pretty sizable Ling Bane force. I think he would like a few more Banelings. Oh, well, that's good forewarning. I think he would like a few more Banelings because otherwise, well, what am I trying to say? Baneling's good versus Hydra, that's what I'm trying to say. Lurkers are morphing now, and they are almost here, but not quite. The Banelings have all been exhausted already, though. So, this attack is largely thwarted. And the Hydras are stepping up to engage the mutas, save the 4th. Lurkers are nicely positioned between the 3rd and the 4th, so he has a safe spot to retreat his Hydras to should Banelings come a-rollin'. And I just don't see a way that xRtG makes it out of this game favorably. Like, this is a very strong hold on the, like, sure, those mutas did a lot of work. Don't get me wrong. They certainly made the best of a bad situation. But unless these Banelings were to, like, somehow connect with everything, and, I mean, the Lurkers are right here. If they had vision, they would be shooting at the morphing Banes, okay? Okay, that's been removed. Yeah, I mean, he's trying, it's the last game, there's nothing left. But that's the problem, there's nothing left. Okay, Melody is just making sure he doesn't die, getting into the late game with all the strengths of the Zerg army that he can muster. Spire is finally being remade after it was lost some time ago, and Hive is starting, so xRtG is at least reading the game state pretty well. He understands where the tech is going and where he needs to catch up in order to, if he's ever going to find some way back. But I mean, it would be quite a throw in order to lose from being up over twice the supply of your opponent after killing some 40-odd drones on the 3-base stage of economy, you know? Like, yeah. So Melody is going to march forward with his Lurker Hydra force. He has a couple Lings here and there, but I mean, there's nothing here for xRtG. I mean, he had a meager force of Banes, but yeah, he's just gonna tap out. Melody will secure the win. Unfortunately, this means Guitar Cheese will not be able to play. He was our last player, and yeah, all is well that ends well, I suppose. I believe that concludes this. I'm going to wait a moment to make sure I'm not missing anything. For chat to catch up, for someone somewheres to say some things. And Melody is a female. Okay, well, thank you for clearing that up. It does sound like it, based off the name, but I didn't want to assume. And I believe that is all. So Alpha X wins the clan war, and stay tuned or check back in our other events. There's a number of them. I believe Bibbs also helped construct a calendar, so you can check it there wherever it is. Maybe someone can get the link, and yeah, I think that's about it.
Nuclear missile ready.
Till next time. Bye!
Nuclear missile ready.